DJ Brandon Rude. Cut the beat. You're not as good as my man on Nick Cannon's show. I forget the name of it.
DJ D-Rec.
Wilding out. Microphone check. Hey, this is the world's most popular barbecue talk, barbershop talk, man cave conversation. However you like it or dislike it, this is the heavyweight champ of your sports talk podcast. We are back. This is Opinionated Facts. You got your boy back in the building, B-Way, along with my partners in crime, Mr. Red-Headed Man himself, Red-Headed Assassin, the Donald Trump of Sports Talk podcast. The man didn't get a haircut in 16 weeks.
The
Red-Headed Assassin, the last member of the Red-Headed Indian tribe. Mr. Rudolph is in the building. How you feeling?
I didn't get a haircut for mad long, but I cut it myself. But I didn't cut the beard. I just trimmed it up a little bit. I still want to rug it out till this thing is over.
Light trim. Told you your barber don't care about you personally, but you know that's
not true at all. That's not true at all.
I
hope he watches this and sees that.
We also have in the building Mr. S. Rudolph back with us.
What's up?
He almost wasn't allowed on with that shirt, but you know, what's up, fellas? How was y'all week?
I just killed a murder hornet, yo. I'm telling you, he wouldn't die. I sprayed him like 6 times. Anything I ever sprayed with that, dead instantly. This dude, I still had to hit him with something. It's not good.
Oh, maybe them hornets y'all were just talking about are coming east.
Nah, on the West Coast.
There was one in D.C. Somebody found one in D.C. Oh, man, you can't just say they're on the West Coast. How can you track something like that?
Well, they probably came from Asia, like the coronavirus.
They could. Wow. See, and I'm called Trump.
That's back though. That's where he came from.
I get called Trump, B. But I'm the one that gets called Trump.
You don't think that the coronavirus came from Asia, or you don't think he should have said it on air?
Valid question.
Combination of both.
Nah, man. So
I might have to dip off early, man. I told the kids I play football with them in an hour. I said that like a half hour ago.
Welcome to the club. Let's roll. Let's go.
All right, man. Let's go.
They're waiting on me.
The NBA is talking about returning and playing all the games in Disney, Florida. I'll tell you what, Florida is – I'm seeing pictures from Florida right now. It's like open season. They don't care about this. They got restaurants, people still eating. Youth sports are allowed back in Florida. Florida, that governor don't care about nothing. What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think about the NBA returning sooner rather than later and in Florida?
Still, even in sooner, they're saying it's not going to still – games won't start until at least July. They have to go to their cities. I don't know if I like the process because it's too long of a process. They got to go to their cities where they play normally, quarantine there for 14 days.
Well, they're saying now –
you don't follow the order. You don't follow the order, B. This is how we start arguing again.
Oh, my God.
You know what? Go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say because I like you.
No, I was going to what you were saying. I was added on to your comments.
You can't add on to what I'm saying if I'm still talking about it.
So June 1st, they're putting they're going to put the rules out officially because some, like Brandon was saying about quarantining, some of the guys are like from New York Knicks or the Nets, for example, don't want to go back to New York because that was a hot spot and they didn't quarantine there. They're at their home cities. So they're trying to find out if they can skip going back to their home facility and go straight to Orlando.
But they're supposed to quarantine wherever they're from, though, for that 14 days, and then they travel to Florida, which that don't make any sense to me. Why would you quarantine somewhere, then leave, and then you get to Florida? You got to travel there. You got to get on a plane. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to me. Then having a 2 or 3 week training camp, and then having some sort of games in July. I mean, that's a long process. You're talking another 2 months still.
Well, you have to. You can't just come back tomorrow and say we're having games.
No, you could go to the 2 week. You have to do the quarantine. I understand that. But the whole 3 week training camp, nah, it's too long.
Now you can't hop right into playoff basketball.
10 days, man.
Well,
10 days.
We'll have supposedly like a summer league style thing where you're doing 4 games a day.
That'd be nice.
12:30, 2:30, 5:30, 7:30, and they're going to do the regular season like that.
That'd be nice. We get NBA all day. As a selfish fan, that'd be good. As an employee working down in Florida or something, I don't know if I'm ready to go back to all these guys being in the gym, sweating it out, breathing on each other, doing everything that is caused heavily with this coronavirus.
They all got to stay. If you work there, if you play there, you all got to stay in that facility. You can't leave.
They say that's not true.
That's what they say. It's like almost like a campus thing where you just don't go anywhere. You stay on that sports campus. You don't go anywhere.
Adam Silver said on that call that it wouldn't be a mandatory lockdown. They were saying that they felt the Stars would enforce it because if you're a team in the playoffs and you know you're trying to win a championship, you can't risk the coronavirus and having to sit out. But they're saying they're not going to make you stay there. You're going to have free will.
Well, that's stupid.
Well, they can't. I mean, it's not jail. You can't really make them.
Nah, it's jail.
As a player, would you be interested in doing it? Number
Heck
one.
Yeah, man. It's Florida.
They ain't going to be. I do like it better when they had the East and West separated. Like the West in Vegas and the East in Orlando. But it seems like they're trying to do all the teams on one campus.
Well, I would, as a player, you said yes, you would. But as like an employee, as somebody that has to work there and just work there, you would still be interested in doing it?
I mean, they're going to get a lot of testing like the UFC did when they were getting tested like multiple times a day.
And they still had people get and they still had people test positive.
They did. They had 2 people. Had one person, I think.
He was a fighter. One of the fighters tested positive before the fight.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. So when a player tests positive, what are we going to do then? Are we going to?
And he's got to go.
But what about the rest of the team? Because he was around you guys all day.
They out.
They're just out.
Yeah, they out. And one person on your team gets the corona, you all got to go.
Silver said that if one positive is going to kill the tournament, then they shouldn't come back. So that's not their game plan, at least.
Yeah, well, see, I don't know what. I just don't see it. If it's not safe for everybody to return in this thing, you almost can't do it. I understand. I miss sports too. I would love watching, selfishly, but is it worth it? One person dies. Is it worth it?
It's absolutely worth it.
No,
a few players came out and said
if you listen to your president, it's absolutely worth it.
If one person dies, it is not worth it. And I love sports just as much as the next man. But we got to know, we got to see what's going on with everything before we just put people back in harm's way.
I mean, it's going to be a process. I mean, like you said, they're not planning on starting until, mid-July?
Yeah.
Did we lose Brandon?
That's another thing. That's another thing, though. If we start mid-July, how long is the offseason going to be?
It's funny. They're saying the break right now between the end of the finals and the start of training camp they already been off longer than that, since March.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So they had like a full off season off right now.
And then somebody's going to get hurt when they come back. Like, it's just look, I don't know what to do. I don't know what the answer is. I want to watch NBA too. I just don't know what type of NBA we're going to get when we do see this thing come back.
So on the same note, say you have a team that's like, I think 1 game out of the 8th seed, or maybe they're already in the 8th seed, like the Nets, and they bring KD and Kyrie back. Do you think that's fair?
Yes, they're on the team. What do you mean?
I agree.
They're on the team. If they're available, yes. KD, and it's not even fair because it's going to automatically put them guys in championship contender hunt.
So imagine if you're the Bucks with the 1 seed and they come in as the 8th. Now you got to face KD and Kyrie in the first round.
And probably lose. Yeah.
Nah.
The Bucks don't want no parts of the Nets with KD and Kyrie.
Yeah. What do you think, Brandon?
Yo, whatever reason, my thing went out for a while, so I missed everything you guys said.
No, I said, so say they do go through with this. It sounds like it's pretty much guaranteed to happen from what I'm hearing. But say you're like the Nets are like one game out of the 8th seed or already in the 8th seed, 7th seed, and you got to come in the first round and bring KD and Kyrie back. Is that fair?
Why wouldn't it be fair? They're part of the team. At any point, they can come back.
I agree. Imagine being the Bucks as a 1 seed. Now you got to face KD in the first round.
I don't think KD's going to be 100%, and neither will I think Kyrie either. But I think they both came out and said, even no matter where they came back, they weren't going to play this year.
KD has no reason not to be 100%.
Well, KD was going to play in the Olympics, though. Possibly. So now Olympics would have started in August. He's almost in that range now. And if you see KD playing one-on-one, he looks like he's full healthy.
Yeah, well, he should be full healthy, but he shouldn't play in the Olympics. That'd be dumb. But he should definitely be 100% by now. The injury was over 12 months ago, close to. And if you see him playing one-on-one right now, yeah, like he looks like he's back, dominant.
Basketball is different, but the way he was cutting off that foot, it seemed like he was KD again almost.
KD healthy is, I mean, Red ain't gonna like this, but probably the baddest man on the planet.
Well, we don't know. We haven't seen him play for a year. I don't dislike it. I think KD, he was probably the best player last year before he got hurt. So you saying it now, being the best, it make no difference to me. I felt like he was one of the best players before he got injured.
There ain't no debate there. We all agree that KD's a bad boy. But KD, you just started looking back over some of his stuff. He's just a bad man now. That's a bad man. He's unguardable.
Hey, 6'10". Did you guys watch that documentary?
PG County?
Yeah, in the water.
Yeah, I saw it. You see it, Brandon?
I did not watch it.
Pretty good.
It was women's basketball, right?
I would want it to be a little longer.
It was women's basketball?
A couple girls were in it that made the WNBA.
Yeah, you can see why I didn't catch my interest.
Oh, my God.
Disrespect is real. The disrespect is real, and that is.
I took your advice when I tried to watch WNBA games, man. I mean, it's not that I don't want to. Not that I don't want to. I do.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I feel like I have to give it my attention. It doesn't take my attention, if that makes sense.
I want to make a PSA that was a comment made by Brandon Rudolph.
No, it's not about women. It's not about disrespecting women at all, first of all.
Directly has no effect on the thoughts of Opinionated Facts as a brand. That's just his personal view.
That's not what I'm saying. And you know what? Me and Jenna have this argument all the time, and she says she would love to come on one day and argue with me, which is not going to be an argument. My point is, if it doesn't grab my attention, then why would I waste my time? Like the NBA, if I'm flipping through the channels, it grabs my attention. I stop flipping. Oh, who's playing? But if it's a WNBA game, I have to force myself to stop flipping. I had to sit there and force myself to watch it. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Just because I'm a sports guy? Or just because I want to support it?
I tell you this, Brandon. You see, I'm trying to think of maybe like the Hawks. The Hawks got Trae Young. Give me like the Detroit Pistons playing, I don't know, the Sacramento Kings. Do you stop and watch the whole game?
No, but no.
So if you have
stop watching the whole game, no.
If you got Della Don versus Tarazi, you're probably going to watch a little bit.
No.
Same with the NBA.
No, I would not watch
You would
any
watch
of it.
it?
Not willingly. I would reluctantly watch it.
Well, I spent my hard-earned money to go to Game 5 of the WNBA Finals last year in Vegas.
Oh, I would go to a playoff game.
I'm saying the playoff basketball is pretty good. And I was watching Della Don out there in Vegas, and I was into it. Like, Della Don was cooking, man.
Let me ask you a question. How much were your seats?
I was like 5 rows off the court for like $80.
In a playoff game.
Game 5.
What's wrong with that? That's affordable basketball, man.
It is affordable basketball.
Affordable playoff action basketball in Las Vegas for a family-friendly atmosphere, and you're going to see top-notch basketball.
It was fun. I would do it again.
I would go. I would go to one.
Disrespect.
I would much rather be there in person than watch it on TV.
I think you do realize how good these girls really are when you see them in person. But I mean, you're not getting a dunking or nothing, but they're good ball players, man.
I was one of
fundamentally sound basketball players. Absolutely.
I was one of those disrespectful guys that thought, hey, I could still play in the WNBA.
No. Samar, I asked Samar this question. Samar said that he would beat any WNBA player, and he was wholeheartedly about it. And not only that, not only did he disrespect them, when I said that about fighting Layla Ali, he said he would knock her out. He said, no way no woman knocks me out, beats me. There's no way. I would whoop her. And I'm telling you, he won't say it on here, but he said that.
I'll say it. I don't feel like Layla Ali would have beat me in a boxing match. I'll tell you that right now.
In her prime?
In a boxing match. WNBA has a better chance.
It don't matter if it's in her prime or not, B. He's disrespectful.
Layla Ali, come on. She ain't beat me in no boxing match, man.
Layla Ali knocks you out in the third.
She ain't knock girls out. What are you talking about, man?
You ain't no boxer.
She did knock some girls out. But they were all professional boxers.
I have enough of a boxing background that I would have beat Layla Ali.
Yo, you sparred a couple times in a gym for a month or two.
I boxed this guy. I fought this guy plenty of days. Layla would have knocked him out. It would have been so ugly.
The disrespect is real.
The disrespect is real, yo.
Brandon has never thrown a punch that hurt me. You think Layla Ali can? Brandon's 200-something pounds. Layla Ali's probably like $145.
I fought at 201 at that time.
Yeah, no punch ever even made me feel nothing.
I feel like you were out on your feet a couple times.
Brandon could barely even touch me in the boxing ring. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, see, he's still disrespectful. I still have that T-shirt of his. It was all bloody. I kept it as a souvenir. I knew he would say that one day.
I think Brandon, if he was being honest, would tell you I was a better boxer.
I don't think you were a better boxer.
I was definitely a better boxer.
I don't think it was even – it was close, but I don't think you – no, I don't. Actually, I don't believe that.
It wasn't that close. I was a better boxer, and I was fighting at 160.
You were fighting at 160. I was fighting heavyweights.
And I was still better.
I was fighting heavyweights, yo. You were fighting bums at 160. They were straight bums.
Hold on, man. You guys are getting disrespectful.
Yeah, he was fighting straight bums, yo.
I used to spar heavyweights every day, man.
He was sparring bums.
Hold on. To be disrespectful, you're being disrespectful towards the women's game, which is wrong.
Yeah, we're getting off topic.
So let's keep it real. They're professionals for a reason. You guys are amateurs for a reason. They're not worse than you are in anything. Get it out your mind.
If you think about here, boxing is a little different because when you're just physically better and stronger, you're just throwing punches with gloves on. Now, if you're talking about an MMA fighter, like I don't want to say even Rousey or somebody like that, then it's different because they have skills that translate regardless of woman or male. Boxing, I feel like it'd be too much for her.
Listen, man, I'm gonna leave it alone. Shout out to Layla Ali.
Yeah.
But as far as WNBA, I felt like in my prime athletically, I could have competed at the WNBA level. Yes.
CB, this is what I'm saying. His boxing, he thinks he's better at a lot of things than he really is. Like he's good at stuff. Let's be 100. He is. He was good at basketball. He was a good boxer, but he thinks in his mind that he's better than what he was, and that's okay. Like that's what you have to be.
So in your mind, you weren't good. What do you think in your mind?
To be what he is to be able to play those games, and so I get it.
All right, I'm just gonna move on.
Like Samar would have made a great. No, he played DN for football. He made a great corner because he has the personality those corners have. Like he's a prime time type guy, Deion Sanders type. Like he like Deion was good. He was great. Samar thinks he's that though.
Yeah, what about the athletic ability that would have got him torched when he tried to guard a receiver or something? Like there's a reason he played DN when he played.
Because I was a hitter.
All right, man, we're moving on, man.
See? That's what I tell you, man. He think he Reggie White.
I almost was at the end.
See? See what I'm saying, B?
What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this Horace Grant, Michael Jordan beef?
Jordan's a snitch. He's 6'9". He's 6'9", man.
Jordan, how Jordan snitch?
It was some snitches going on. There was some snitching going on in there. The cocaine circus.
Horace got mad because Jordan called him didn't call him he said Horace was talking to Sam Smith.
Yeah, he said Horace was leaking some things.
And Horace said, "How am I the snitch?" But Jordan's talking about cocaine circus.
Jordan didn't give
not really snitching. He didn't say no names.
Yeah, Jordan didn't give no names.
The fact. Go ahead, B.
Jordan didn't give no names. That's a big one for him.
That doesn't matter. If you say they was in there doing it, that's just you might as well. Everyone knows who played on the team.
Just saying, no names.
And it was over 20 years ago.
I like it because Jordan kept it 100 the whole time. I felt like he told everything. He didn't really leave things undone. I thought he could have said more about the Isaiah Thomas situation that he led on. He has a little more emotion to that than I really felt like he talked about. But other than that, I didn't see him as being a rat. Just because I felt like he was just keeping it 100 for the documentary. He wasn't telling anybody. He was just talking. So I felt like he wasn't being a snitch necessarily, but it could be misconstrued that way. Like, hey, Jordan, man, you was dry snitching a little bit by talking about the cocaine circus and stuff like that.
I agree with Brandon. I guess you could say he didn't have to bring it up, but I don't feel like he was snitching. I don't feel like he called Horace Grant a snitch. He was saying he was giving them inside information. I mean, I don't think Jordan was Jordan and Grant didn't really get along.
Yeah, I don't think he was intentional. I don't think Jordan was being intentional by I'm telling these guys, I'm going to say this. I think he was being asked. And those kind of documentaries, though, you're asked questions that nobody hears. So it makes it look like you're looking at the camera just talking.
Yeah.
But, I did this before for my job. And if you watch my video, it looks like I'm just talking. But they literally ask me question for question. But they don't air the questions. They just air what you're saying. So he might have got asked about it. He just talked about it. I don't think he just brought it up just to bring it up.
Well, I think Horace Grant took the stuff personal. I think it started there with that comment, but it more led into that debate where he said that Horace couldn't get no food on the plane after playing bad basketball.
He didn't say that on the documentary, did he?
But he's a savage for that.
No, it wasn't on documentary, but the story got leaked during the documentary time.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like that Horace got so mad about it, because what happened was somebody said that comment in the interview, and then Shannon Sharp went off with it on Undisputed, and then Horace was like, nah, I didn't go down like the Shannon Sharp was saying how he would have fought Michael Jordan to try to take his food.
And Horace Grant said that he did try to fight him, but Jordan didn't get up. I mean, let's not get it twisted here.
Like Jordan took the food off his plate. They said Jordan was in the back of the plane, and the lady tried to serve him. He said, "Nah, don't give him that food. He didn't earn that tonight." Like it was joking.
It's only joking if everybody thinks it's a joke.
Nah, that's not true. That's true.
That's how jokes work.
That's not true.
If you're joking on me and I don't think it's a joke, I take it as disrespect, and that could lead to you getting smacked.
You never get 100% of people that agree with the joke. There's always one guy who's the butt of it.
It only has to be the other guy you're joking on. The rest of the room don't ever think that. But if you and that other person got the joke going, ha ha he, okay. But if I don't think it's a joke and you're talking about me, I'm taking it as disrespect.
But it's easy for people to say things about Mike now because he wasn't a likable guy when they played with him. So a lot of people, they probably, I think LeBron's probably more widely liked as a person in his locker room than Jordan was. Jordan wasn't that guy. He wasn't trying to be your friend. LeBron wants to be everybody's friend. So I think when it comes down to that, Jordan wasn't likable. So they don't have no reason not to say nothing bad about it. They probably don't talk to him. There's probably guys who don't speak to him at all that he played with. So it doesn't matter to them. It's like, hey, Jordan was a jerk and he's a snitch and I didn't do this. And it ain't the first time Mike got punked. Mike Tyson punked him too.
Mike Tyson probably punked a lot of people, man.
Yo, when he said that, I was like, I wouldn't have said nothing either to Mike. I would have been punked.
All Michael Jordan's teammates all come out and said they understood what he was doing. They're still friends with him. There's a few guys that didn't get along with him then, don't get along with him now. But it's the same thing gonna be with LeBron when he comes 20 years from now. You have guys saying it now, like when KD said, the environment around LeBron is toxic. That's why I wouldn't want to play there. Kawhi didn't want to play there. Kyrie didn't want to play there. They always felt like LeBron gets all the glory when you win, and you don't get none of the stuff when you lose. So it's going to go no matter how you look at it.
Being a quarterback in the NFL, man, doesn't matter. It's always your fault. You can tell it comes from being the leader.
That's a little different. They're saying the toxicness around LeBron. They're not saying LeBron is the actual toxic guy.
Was it toxic because they don't get none of the credit. That's the only toxic part they're probably saying.
Well, I don't know. KD made the comment. I don't know what he meant by. I'm not going to assume for him. But other players didn't want to play with LeBron.
Yeah, but he said those comments were taken out of context, like everybody says. I didn't like the comment
when
either.
the media starts giving you scrutiny for it. But when he said it, he's like, I wouldn't want to go there. I wouldn't want to play in that environment with LeBron. It's toxic.
Because he's another leader. If I was KD, I would not play with nobody. I want to play with Steph. You see, he went to Golden State and freaking hated it for 4 years.
Kyrie didn't want to play with them. He couldn't get other stars to come.
Kyrie's not that guy, though. Like, we're seeing what Kyrie really is. He's not who he thinks he is. You know who Kyrie reminds me of? You, Samar. He thinks he's better than what he is. He's not. He's good. But he's not great.
This is what I'm talking about with why people don't want to play with LeBron. Because Kyrie was just as good as LeBron in those finals. They're saying, oh, he's okay.
Stop it.
They both had 40.
Doesn't matter. He's not just as good. Don't be disrespectful and say he's just as good as LeBron.
I did not say that. I said in those series he was just as good.
But he wasn't LeBron.
He made all the big shots.
Listen to the series when they won. LeBron was first in scoring, first in assists, first in rebounding, first in steals, first in blocks for both teams, not just his own. He led those for both teams. So don't be disrespectful when this guy led every statistical category in that series that they won. He was number one for either team. Okay. Don't be disrespectful.
Game 5.
And I know what you're going to do. When this conversation ends or this thing ends, you're going to go back and look it up. And you're going to be wrong. And I'm telling you now. Go look it up.
Like I was right last week. Look,
I hope
Game
you look
5,
it up.
Kyrie had 40. LeBron had 41. Kyrie hit the game-winning shot. Game 7, Kyrie had 40, 39. Kyrie hit the game-winning shot. What are you talking about?
LeBron was clearly the better player in that series. It was clear.
I didn't say Kyrie was better, but don't act like he was.
You don't want to talk about the games that Kyrie didn't show up, that LeBron did.
Kyrie averaged points a game that series.
He don't even get to that point unless LeBron gets him there.
He wouldn't be champion if Kyrie hit the three-pointer. What are you talking about?
Always say, oh, man, he got saved. The reason why he was in the damn position to even do it.
All right, well, listen.
Kyrie LeBron. I said Kyrie was just as important.
You're supposed to know basketball, man. You're so disappointing.
You just forget the stats as a LeBron fan.
I don't forget the stats. I just gave you all the stats.
Do you think LeBron wins without Kyrie in that series?
B-Way, go ahead, buddy. I know you want to chime in here, man. You want to move us on. Go ahead.
The reason why you could say that now, though, is because Kyrie left and hasn't been really a star since.
No,
my
point
years, but he hasn't been a star since. So that's why you can say that he's not or never was on LeBron's level.
Well, because we see what he was. He said he wanted to leave so he could be the focal point. And we see what happened when he was the focal point. He was the focal point before LeBron got to Cleveland. And he wasn't. They were winning 20 games. LeBron comes back. They go to the NBA Finals. They go to the NBA Finals. So then he leaves, and then he goes to Boston, where there's no success. Not with him on the court. They had success, but not with him on the court.
They were the 2 seed, weren't they?
They had success, but not with him on the court. He was nowhere to be found. He was out the whole time, Samar. They made their run in the playoffs. He was out the whole time. That's my point.
Like, that was
he hasn't been a success story since he left Cleveland. What has he done since he left Cleveland?
He hasn't done that well.
I'll wait.
He was early on in the
wait. Since he left being LeBron's teammate, what has he done? I'm waiting.
I'm about to tell you.
You already started off right. I'm waiting.
He was number 1 seed in the East and an MVP candidate, and then he fell off when he got hurt. He still was a 1 seed, 2 seed. But he hasn't done – I'm not defending Kyrie since he left Cleveland.
So that's what we're chalking it up to. People being 1 and 2 seeds in the Eastern and Western Conference.
That matters.
That's called success.
Do
that's success?
Yes.
Coming from someone that said that's not successful. Winning is successful.
He's been gone for 2 years. I didn't think he was the greatest player, but he wasn't those bum. He had some personality issues.
He's been gone for 3 seasons.
This is the 3rd season he would have been gone.
And what has his Brooklyn team done? Matter of fact, where is he even at?
He only played like 10 games this season.
Exactly. Because he's not available, which means he's not that great. Because your best ability is your availability, and he ain't able to go.
All right. Listen. While we're on the NBA topic, and LeBron. What do you guys think about Paul Pierce saying that?
Me, I feel like you should make a correction, stat correction from last week. You said you were going to on air.
No, let's go. Let's keep it moving. B. Paul Pierce, LeBron. We gotta stay. We'll get to that at the end of the situation.
I forget the stat correction myself, but we'll get back to it. LeBron, or Paul Pierce saying that LeBron is not top 5 ever in the NBA. Is that hate or is that real?
Now hold on. Oh, you want to go first, Brandon, or should I go?
That's up to you. I'll go. Paul Pierce has the same motive that Isaiah Thomas has against Jordan. So that was, LeBron kind of took that reign from Pierce in the East. He was, Boston was the team. LeBron comes in. He's all hype. Pierce is one of the best players in the league.
The thing is, they never beat him, though. They never beat him, though. LeBron never beat him in Cleveland. So
what? He beat him? I don't care where he beat him at.
Go ahead.
I don't care where he beat him. You said he's beat him.
Go ahead.
I don't know. You say, okay, so I was like, I boil LeBron's career down to just when he's in Cleveland?
No, go ahead. I'm not
sure what I was supposed to say about that. But either way,
I'll go next.
LeBron comes in. There's some sort of jealousy there. It always has been. Paul Pierce spits at your bench. The most disrespectful thing you could ever do. I don't know how he gets out of there. Because I'm like Kendrick Perks said, yeah, man, Pierce, I was ready to ride. He said, I didn't want to really see Drew Gooden. He's from the trenches in Jersey. He said, I didn't really want to have to do that, but I was prepared to do so. Because Drew Gooden was ready to go. He was ready, I guess, whatever the issue was, Drew Gooden was ready to take it there because he spit at their bench. But they're not sure if it hit anybody or whatever the case may be. So ever since then, they had a little beef. So that was LeBron's rookie year. This goes on. He beats LeBron a few times. LeBron beats him a few times. Kind of the end of their little Boston run. Same kind of issue with Isaiah. If you ever hear Isaiah talk, he puts Jordan up there, but he doesn't put Jordan as the best player. He never says it for whatever reason. I always felt like it was a jealousy type thing he was doing. Because we all know if Jordan ain't the best, he's the best plus
Isaiah he said Jordan was the man. He said Jordan was
one.
He
used to talk when he was on ABC or whatever the heck he was on. He would always say how LeBron was the best player ever. He would never, ever say Jordan. And I always knew, it was a whole jealousy thing. It was something with that. It was more personal. And that's the same thing with Pierce. Leaving LeBron out of the top 5. Everybody said, you leave him out of the top 5, it's a personal thing.
It's not personal.
It's not even the argument. LeBron is top 2. If you don't have him in your top 5, something's wrong. I even say top 3. Because I know I got a Jordan fan, I got a Kobe fan. I say top 3. Either way. But you can't make an argument to leave him at the top 5. Nobody can.
All right. Well, I'll rebuttal that. So let's give a little history.
I know you are. Stop LeBron. Of course you are.
So we go back to the history. There's always been a rivalry between Pierce and LeBron. So 2010, the last year he was in Boston, the series was tied 2-2, and they go up against LeBron. They thought LeBron was going to go play Kobe in the finals. It's 2-2, and then they had LeBron 3 for 18 with 15 points in 41 minutes, and they win Game 5, and they end up winning the series 4-2. Then Pierce and KG were talking big stuff about it, and then KG goes on the radio afterwards. They said, "Do you guys break LeBron?" He said, "No, we broke LeBron. I want you guys always to remember that." So there's always been that beat because Pierce and KG didn't win without talking shit about it. They were disrespecting LeBron. So the reason why I feel it's kind of messed up is they asked Paul Pierce what his top 5 was. And he said, I got Jordan 1, Kareem 2, Bill Russell 3, Magic 4, and Kobe 5. I think he had LeBron at 6. But he didn't mention LeBron. The media comes out, Pierce says LeBron ain't top 5. He never said that. He just gave his top 5 without LeBron.
That's saying he's not top 5.
It is, but he didn't bring LeBron's name into it.
I don't think that Pierce himself saying it made it an issue. I think what Perk said during that time made it an issue. He said it was personal.
No, but
Perk would know it was his teammate. It is personal.
They have a rivalry there. They had some big-time battles, and Pierce beat him, and they were talking big stuff about it. And then they don't even talk to Ray Allen because he went to Miami with LeBron. That's how strong their beef is. So it was always an issue there, but he didn't bring LeBron's name into it. He said, look, this is my top 5. So you have multiple analysts that didn't have LeBron top 5. Is it personal with Jalen Rose and LeBron? Is it personal with Mike Wilbon and LeBron? That top 5 is legitimate. You can't tell me.
I don't think it's legitimate, but if one of Pierce's teammates says it's personal, a guy that played with him, then I think that has a little bit of weight to it.
I agree with you, Brandon. They don't like each other. Nobody's arguing that. But when they asked Pierce what his top 5 was, he said Jordan, Kareem, Bill, Magic, Kobe.
I don't think you can say LeBron.
I don't have LeBron in my top 5. I don't know yet. Maybe 4, but it's not personal.
You just said you don't have him in your top 5. You can't put him at 4.
No, I'm saying I have to think about it. I don't have him in my top 3 though, for sure.
Nobody cares about your top 3. Good.
Nobody cares. I agree. And a lot of people didn't have LeBron in their top 5, but they made this whole rivalry with Pierce and LeBron.
Funny how LeBron was arguably the best player for however long. To everybody, though. You hear it everywhere you go. And then the Jordan documentary comes out, and it's like, well, everybody's prisoners of the moment. Everyone has it in them. Media, you guys, myself, we all have it in us where it's like, we're prisoners of the moment. Like, that's what it is. You see something great, you watch it, you're like, yo, that's the best show I ever seen. Not knowing that Power, the first season of Power, was one of the greatest shows you might have ever seen. You don't know. Everyone forgets about The Wire.
Nobody forgets about The Wire.
You forget about things because other great things come about. Other great things come about. Ozark comes about, and 13 Reasons Why. All these other great things come, and you forget.
13 Reasons Why.
That was a great show. I love that show.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that was
recognized the greatest show of all time, up there with Sopranos on everybody's list.
See, and that's what I'm saying. Sopranos, The Wire, Power in the first couple seasons.
I don't think Power.
Those were all great shows. But some people don't talk about it no more. They be like, it's the greatest show I've ever seen. No, stop. You forget. Right. You forget because you're prisoners of the moment.
Moving forward again. All right, we talked about LeBron for a long time now.
Yeah, too much LeBron talk.
We desperately need Dixon back in here, so because producer wise, we're struggling. Time wise, I don't know where we're at.
We got comments?
I can't even see. I told you we need a producer back. But
we got some comments.
What you got?
Hap says LeBron was first in everything in 2016. He says also hate. He abbreviated a lot of stuff, and I don't speak Ebonics, so. He says, fireman, you never gave nobody credit. I always say that. Samar don't get no credit to nobody. He didn't say Samar, he said fireman and get nobody credit.
That's funny.
Look, I think this is my last. I'm tired of talking about LeBron. I'm really tired of talking about it. But LeBron's career has been so long that he gets you forget a lot of his beginning of his career, which I don't forget. And people think because you don't put LeBron top 2 that it's hate. It's like it's not hate.
I think it's one of those things like in everyone's list, you kind of know where those top players are going to be. Like not be, but you know they're going to be in it. Like you know for a fact Jordan's going to be in it. Anyone that leaves Jordan off is just don't know what the heck they're talking about.
Jordan's never been left off nobody's list. That's impossible.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why you just said that. I just said anyone that leaves Jordan off their list just don't know basketball.
But nobody's done it, though. So it's not relevant.
Actually, I've seen a list with Jordan off of it, honestly. I swear to God.
He did not.
Why did I make that up? I don't have no reason to make it up. I just said no one can leave him off his list. And I've seen a list with him off of it, which is why I said what I said.
I need receipts. Whose list?
And then
whose list?
You leave Kobe off of a top 5. I think that's asinine. You leave LeBron off of a top 5. I think that's asinine. Kareem, I think you could argue it, but I don't know how because he's the leading scorer in the NBA of all time. So how could you leave him off?
6 rings, and he got 6.
There any more comments, Red?
Oh. Hap also said his hate every time LeBron played Paul Pierce. LeBron put up 30 or better every time he played Paul Pierce.
That's a lie. I just gave you the stats. I'll give you 2.
He said Paul Pierce is Paul Pierce and LeBron is LeBron.
Game 5, 2010, LeBron, 3 for 18, 15 points, 41 minutes. That's fact. That's fact. I don't forget the stuff. I don't forget it.
All right, man. Moving forward. Let's move forward again. PIAA, in our local sports section, PIAA just released their statements about how or when high school workouts can be or what can return. And when they do return with the National Federation of High School Sports, they're saying how, there's not going to be a lot of kids allowed at workouts right away. You can't you can't play catch on the same ball. You got to just throw the ball and like it's.
They were saying you couldn't hand off. Now that's just stupid. Can't
hand off. And this is I know for us down at Catholic, we are scheduled to return July 6th if it don't get pushed back any further. But how can we return under these circumstances? Is it worth it returning under these circumstances? I mean, we're going to be out there in the summer coaching with masks on in 89-degree weather. What do you guys think about football or any fall sports returning in the PIAA?
I don't think it makes any sense. You say they can't throw passes with the same ball, especially if they're wearing gloves. The study just came out from the CDC saying that the virus doesn't really do well on surfaces. I feel like coming back, being able to work out, especially outdoors in a football situation, I don't really see an issue of it. It's hard to see high school coming back before the pros come back because of the lack of testing availability and the lack of some of the stuff you can buy with that kind of money as a professional. But I don't know. I can't see them having games, but as far as working out, practicing, I don't have an issue with it.
I think high school, maybe high school, but from that level down. So Little League, our kids I don't think they're having a season this season, honestly. That's my thought process on it. High school, maybe. I think college and up, they make too much money. And that's where it started. Those things are starting to trickle down. Like you see that even with barbershops not opening because a lot of them don't really pay taxes, really. They find ways around paying taxes. So they're not in a hurry to open them up. Like dentists, how can a dentist office open? They're in someone's mouth constantly, but a barbershop can't be open. It doesn't make sense. Certain things aren't making sense. But I think it's all tied back into money. Who brings in certain money to the economy? And barbers don't necessarily do that because their pay fluctuates and they can kind of say, oh, they made $19,000 and pay taxes on $19,000 in cash. And who can prove otherwise? Unless you sit outside and count every head they cut every day for the year. No one's doing that. So there was no rush to get those back. And I think that's the same thing with high school football on down. They're not really bringing in a whole lot of money. College football, NFL, that's a $4 billion industry. I mean, that's billions of dollars being lost. And they can't have that. So Little League, our kids generates nothing really. Why would they even risk it? It wouldn't make sense.
I don't think the governor is holding it against barbers because they don't generate tax revenue. I think it's more because as a dentist, you have the mandatory PPE in place that you have to use to be a dentist, and they don't have that at a barbershop. But I do agree with Brandon on the fact that you got Penn State is the sole revenue generator for the whole state college. And you have that around the country where you're causing whole communities, similar to when, look at Cleveland downtown when LeBron was there and then when he left. You have certain things that generate way outside of them. It's the whole economy. In college football and pro, especially more in college where you got these small towns that live off the college season for the whole year revenue, it's kind of getting to, you're getting way outside is it the cure worse than the how's he worded? How's the president worded it? The cure can't be worse.
I don't know.
I forget how he words it, but it's a lot. You're talking about, like Brandon said, billion-dollar industries that affect millions of people. They're going to have to do something.
Yeah, they can't just shut them down. It's a money thing. It's a money grab. Remember, somewhere we were in Cleveland, and that dude had said, they built that whole flats. Remember we went down to the flats?
Yeah.
They had built that whole thing when LeBron came to town because their economy was crazy and their downtown area was crazy. And then when he left, it took us. People were so mad because everything was taking a hit. Everything was going to take a hit because he wasn't no longer there. The team wasn't going to be that good. Everyone was scared. Bar owners, everybody hated him for that. It wasn't about LeBron leaving and going to Miami. It was about, he just took money from us.
I think it was both. There were some people that were some
guys. It was definitely both. For a real fan, it was him leaving. But for someone that didn't really care, it was a money grab.
Yeah, those guys care about LeBron anyway. They care about what LeBron brought.
Yeah, for them, yeah. And that was the biggest thing. Like, so now you have these billion-dollar industries that they got to find a way. And if that's not handing the ball off, then they're going to agree to it because that's a billion-dollar business.
There's going to be a whole bunch of 7-on-7 being played.
Basically.
But, well, in the SEC, there's going to be football. Like just like you guys said, it's a billion-dollar business. The spring seasons being canceled alone have caused many colleges to cut their whole track programs, to cut their whole volleyball programs. Like, stuff is getting cut now because of this virus. But even here in Pennsylvania, the PIAA lost $175,000 just this spring alone, and that's off of what, track? What else is in the spring? Baseball, softball.
Baseball's a big one.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so like even here, our local sports lost $175,000. So imagine,
it's gonna be an issue next year. It's gonna be issue even for little things like paying referees for stuff like field hockey. It's gonna be, this thing's gonna last a long time with the money lost.
Colleges, I mean, like some of them football programs fund the whole athletic program. Like you go to Alabama and the Floridas and LSU, like they're funding their whole program through football, just about.
Yeah, so you got bars at State College that's basically get all their year's revenue off of Penn State's football season.
Yeah, I mean,
remember back in the day when you were there, B-Way, and I used to always say, well, Penn State's playing Akron, and they're playing these guys every year. Why don't they play a tougher non-league schedule? What Joe Pa said?
Wait, hold on, man. You trying to put me out with Joe Pa right now?
No, you were there. Joe Pa said they had to have the home games.
Yeah,
okay. It doesn't matter who we play. We need the home games.
Just making sure that you wasn't trying, you know what I mean? Shout out to Joe Pa. Rest in peace. I ain't going to throw no dirt on his name.
No, I'm saying I used to complain about their non-conference schedule, and they're complaining about their ranking. They're not playing nobody. They're playing Akron and Toledo, and he said it don't matter. We have to have these home games.
Yeah, I mean, no matter who you play, you're going to get 100,000 people there.
Exactly. So, and that shows even at that time.
Comments got Keith said our thoughts and views. Our thoughts, no way are our views at TCP. LOL. Whatever he was talking about. What he said earlier.
See?
I guess he's talking about me. Tamika Way says the Rudolphs are disrespectful. He must be talking about Samar. They always tie us all in together for whatever reason that is. I don't know why that is.
You disrespected girls basketball.
No, I did not. No, I didn't. I had no way disrespected basketball. Girls basketball.
You apologized when you said it.
No, I did not. I said it don't grab my attention. It doesn't. I can't get in trouble for speaking my mind about something that doesn't grab my attention.
You can definitely get in trouble for speaking your mind.
B-Way, how many? I know you're a married man, but how many women walk past you that didn't grab your attention?
Listen, man. Listen.
All of them.
Like I'm saying, man. No, man. What are you trying to do here?
Katie Darker said Governor Cuomo just announced New York pro teams can start training camps.
Yeah, but nobody wants to practice in New York.
I want to start anything in New York.
Nobody going to New York.
Yeah, there's no way I would do anything in New York. But people want that money back, man. Money is coming before lives now.
Yeah, because money funds everybody's lives, especially in pro franchises. They're saying that baseball doesn't start playing some games, it might be done forever.
It ain't done forever.
It's going to cost them $4 billion if they don't have a season. The Yankees will be fine, but what about the Reds?
Baseball
going to go under, man. Somebody going to buy them, and then they're going to be playing next season.
I don't know, man. Baseball is struggling.
Did you see there's a double-A baseball team, I forget what double-A team it was, that put their facility on Airbnb.
See? So I'm saying, man, baseball's struggling.
That's terrible, man.
They're saying some of the AAA, AA teams ain't going to make it.
Well, they put their facility on Airbnb. Like, hey, you can rent this out.
I ain't going to hold you, though. This week, I watched 2 live baseball games in North Korea just because I wanted to watch live sports.
Yeah,
I'm never
outside
watching a baseball game.
they got some players though. I watch that late night sometimes. They got some players over there.
Nah, they don't have players. It's just all we got right now. So you think they have players?
They got a bunch of Ichiros. If you remember Ichiro, one of the greatest hitters of all time in the ML.
Get out of here, man. They got no. All right, man. Moving forward, man. Let's touch on. Let's go to Dak. Dak Prescott got offered.
There's nothing to talk about that. Nothing has happened.
I don't really like talking about any Cowboy-related things, but Dak got offered a contract that'll make him the second highest paid quarterback in the league.
Yep.
And he did not accept.
I think he's crazy.
I think
they offered him basically the same guarantee that Goff got, around $110 million, and annual salary would have put him a little below Russell Wilson and Russell's $35 million. He's the highest paid in the league.
You don't think Dak should be the highest paid quarterback in the league?
Hell no.
I don't think he should be top 5 because he's not top 5 quarterback in the league.
Not saying his ability. I'm saying it's his turn. That's how it goes.
Yeah, but his turn doesn't make him the highest paid quarterback in the league. It puts him ahead of Wentz, maybe. Puts him ahead of Goff. You don't go ahead of Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, though.
But why did they put him against those guys, ahead of those guys?
Because he has a resume that says he can get more money than them.
No, he don't.
What has he? What? Yeah, I want to talk. If we're talking wins. Does he?
I'm not picking one or the other. You're going to get defended because you're an Eagle fan.
No, I'm just wondering. I was wondering what your logic was.
Oh, Dak's resume is better than Carson Wentz's. And better than Goff.
You already said that once. I asked you how.
Oh, he's had more wins. He's been further in the playoffs. He has playoff wins.
Wentz has a Super Bowl. Wentz is a Super Bowl champion.
Wentz is the backup. He didn't win those games.
When he got hurt, we were better.
We were.
We got worse and still.
When he got hurt, the Cowboys won what? 11, 12 games, 10 games.
Wentz was an MVP candidate that year.
Yeah, but the Cowboys won further. Well, they didn't go further, but the Cowboys were still good that year.
We were number 1 seed.
Listen, Dak was never.
The Cowboys had a good year that year.
We had a better year.
But Wentz didn't play.
He played 15 games. What are you talking about?
When was Dak ever in position to be an MVP candidate?
You're talking about one season. Dak had a better year than Wentz last year. You can't argue that, right?
I mean, he didn't win his own division. We're talking about guys that are
debatable.
Whatever. You know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know now.
I think I told you before, I would take Wentz over Dak. But if I'm Dak's agent, my resume looks better than Wentz's.
I always forget, man. You know, some more tough talking to, yo. You know,
you bring the personal. I just said I would take Carson Wentz. B-Way, you said on his own podcast that Wentz turns the ball over too much. He fumbles a lot.
He does. But listen,
B-Way, you know why? B-Way is a prisoner of moments. He's always been.
I'm a realist.
See, here we go with that.
I'm not saying Wentz is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm saying he's better than Dak. If you give Dak that team that Wentz took to the playoffs last year, Dak's not getting it done.
Look, talking about hypotheticals, B. I'm saying today, if I'm starting a franchise today, I'm taking Carson Wentz over Dak all day.
Yeah,
Wentz is a better quarterback. But if I'm Dak, my resume as far as wins and losses, playoff wins, looks better. I have more than Wentz has.
Yeah, and one playoff win?
Brandon said the last 2 weeks, your best ability is availability. Well, Wentz has missed a lot of games.
Wentz was there all season last season.
He did not. He went out in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, he was there.
And he was with a back injury.
But that's your only knock on Wentz. Like, that's it.
That, according to Brandon, that's your biggest stat.
According to him, but
that was a combination with Kyrie. He's just not that good. My argument was Kyrie. He wasn't that. He's just not that good, and he's never available.
Same thing about Kevin Durant last week.
What about Kevin?
You said that he's not around. That's his best ability.
When he's around, he's one of the best players. My point.
But you said he's not around, so I don't know about that guy.
He's missed a couple seasons. He's had long-term injuries. If he had, a pulled hamstring that lasted a couple weeks or whatever, something like that. But when he misses time, it's a large amount of time.
Either way, his resume says.
But that don't take nothing from KD. He's still a great. I don't mean I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to the guy. I still think he's a great. So maybe I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You felt like I was being
bringing up the availability thing. Wentz has got hurt in the playoff game. He missed the playoffs the year you won the Super Bowl. He missed the first 4 games 2 years ago. So he hasn't won a playoff game yet. These are facts. Dak has won the playoff games. He's won a division.
He won one playoff game.
I'm gonna say he won one playoff game.
That's one more than Wentz.
I'm thinking, but you keep saying playoff games. I'm thinking in my head, like, how many games did this guy win?
He won one.
He won one.
Oh, wait. He's won one, but the 1 year he had a bye week, so he missed his wild card round.
What the hell does that mean? He has one playoff win, man.
The thing is, Carson Wentz has 0. That's the thing.
All right, so you can say one playoff win versus 0. Don't
He
say
has playoff wins.
Since Carson has been drafted, the Eagles have been more successful than the Cowboys.
Yes.
Okay. All right, next topic.
Well.
Don't pull it back on me now. We just agreed on it.
We're not going by team. We're talking about Wentz versus.
No, we already agreed. B, let's go. So that next topic, man.
We didn't finish the topic on Dak. B-Way,
you gotta be. B-Way, you gotta be on this, man, because he'll get personal forever.
It's not personal.
You can't let him get personal, man.
Red,
Dak.
What's our time looking like, Red?
I have no idea.
You didn't say about what you do with Dak. Do you take the contract or not?
B-Way, you can't see that, man?
Nah, I can't. Hold on, baby. Okay,
it don't matter, man. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Samar gonna argue. Samar gonna argue everything.
I got you. I got time.
If I tell him it's sunny out right now, he gonna say, nah, it's partly cloudy.
First of all, we're talking about Dak. Y'all made it a Wentz issue. Does he take the contract or not?
I seriously just wanted to know what your thought was on it, because you just came out and said, well, he has a better resume. I was like, okay, well, I wanted to know why you thought that.
And I said, if you're Dak's agent, you can't argue that point.
I don't think it was personal with you. I just felt like
we're back off topic.
Maybe you're just not sure. Maybe you don't watch enough games. That's all.
Should Dak take the contract?
Dak should.
Oh my gosh! He should have took any contract he got offered.
Dak should have definitely took the contract.
Well, you got to consider this though. Dak's franchise tag is going to break him 31.4 this year. So if you're not making much more than that, I guess you go with the guaranteed money. Well, he could pull Kirk Cousins and do 2-year franchise, make $60-something million, and then be a free agent.
Well, Dak needs to do something right now. Dak needs to try to gain some stability. So maybe he wants some years. I don't know. Dak get hurt this year, and Dalton come in.
Exactly. That's the thing. You tear an ACL, and Dallas don't re-sign you next year. Nobody touching you for $35+ million. Nobody. Not with a torn ACL.
If I'm Dak, though, I've never missed a game, and I've played since a rookie. Why would I think I'm going to get hurt?
You willing to bet your life on it?
Because you're playing football.
You willing to bet your life on it, though?
Kirk Cousins bet on himself. Joe Flacco bet on himself.
And there's people that did. So did Matt Leinart. What happened to him?
He stayed in college 1 year too long. That's his fault.
He bet on himself.
But Flacco, quarterbacks and Kirk Cousins, and they made off in the long run.
There's also quarterbacks that you didn't mention that tried that same thing and didn't work out so well.
Give me one. I'm curious.
I'm curious too. I'm gonna get back to you. I gotta look it up.
Oh my! You just can't say stuff and I have no receipts, man.
Because I know it's true.
Well, then give me one. Don't just make up stats.
Nah, I didn't have one in mind. I should have had one in mind first.
You should have.
I should have had one in mind first.
Bottom line is we're all in agreement that Dak should take the contract.
I think the 110 guaranteed is hard to pass up.
And the signing bonus maybe more than or.
Well,
no.
Your argument some more. You said it's hard to pass up, but Wentz got 128. So you said he should get more than Wentz. So he should get more than 128.
No, Wentz's guarantee wasn't 128. That was his full contract.
Yeah.
Derek Goff got more than Wentz. He's at 110.
He's got more guaranteed money.
That's what I'm saying. The guaranteed money was more than Goff, so I think Dak should have took it.
All right. That's enough Cowboys talk on this podcast. Let's give a quick shout out to we lost 2 coaching.
Let's talk Oakland.
What happened in Oakland?
Nothing. I was just joking.
We have a docket here. I didn't say nothing about Oakland on no docket.
First of all, we're Las Vegas now, for one.
Everyone knows that though.
Shout out to Las Vegas, man. I wouldn't mind going.
That's Samar's favorite town, man.
Yeah, you don't go nowhere else.
Samar spray painted his name a few places, and he had to. There's no way. If you go somewhere in that town, you should be able to find Samar's name somewhere.
Only guy that goes to the same place on vacation every year for the last 20 years.
I take more than one vacation.
Yeah, if I was you, I'd have wrote my name somewhere, maybe on the MGM lines or something. But
yeah, there's workers in Vegas that know me by name when I go back.
That's embarrassing.
For who? Living my best life.
For them.
You got to switch it up, man. Anyway, we lost 2 coaching giants. And Reds boy, Jerry Sloan.
We lost 1 giant.
Eddie
Sutton's the Hall of Famer.
Eddie Sutton is a coaching giant.
Eddie just got it. He probably didn't deserve it this year either.
Disrespect is real. How you gonna disrespect the man? Rest in peace, man. That's just disrespectful. I know how to
always get out arm when someone dies and you say something about them. Like, it's okay still to have an argument.
I'm letting that man rest in peace, man.
All right.
Shout out to Eddie Sutton. Shout out to Jerry Sloan.
I'll give an example for Brandon. It's okay to make jokes about the fat person, but not the day he's in the gym. That's not the time to make the jokes.
That's not true, man. You see it all the time on the internet.
It shouldn't be the day he died. It should be the day before.
He died yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Well,
he died yesterday.
Midnight, wasn't it? So
well, man, I'm not getting technical. Don't do that. It ain't. If I ain't been to bed yet, if I woke up, it's the next day. I don't care what time I went to bed. If it was 2 a.m. If I wake up, it's the next day.
Last 24 hours.
So, I think Jerry Sloan, top 4 or 5 coaches of all time.
Eddie Sutton took 4 teams to the Final Four, man.
I mean,
Jerry Sloan.
It's not. I'm talking NBA. I like Sutton. Whatever. I was just joking about Sutton, but
right.
I'm talking NBA. And Jerry Sloan, Darren Williams.
Oh,
he ruined Jerry's career, man. And
no, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
How?
I hated Darren Williams. Ever since then, I hated Darren Williams.
Nobody even remembers Darren Williams being there.
I do. I remember that him and Jerry Sloan having issues because of Jerry Sloan's coaching style, and one of them had to go. And you know who it is. It's always the coach.
Yeah, but that was late in his career.
And that was loyalty, man. That I just felt like he was there all those years, and management did him dirty. And they decided to keep Darren Williams, and he turned out to be a bum.
Did you guys know this about Jerry Sloan?
Did he average 14 points and 7 rebounds?
Who?
Did he played in the league? Jerry Sloan.
Jerry Sloan was the first person to have his number retired for the Bulls.
I mean,
he was a good ball player.
He was a baller.
He averaged 14 points for his career, 7 boards for his career. It was at one point he was averaging 18 points, I think, in like 72 or something in the season. He averaged like 17, 18 points.
Number 4 is in the Raptors in the Chicago.
But listen, the Bulls franchise is not no historic franchise with a whole bunch of great players. They had a great era.
I mean, you got a lot of cocaine cowboys up there, though.
Exactly. Like, they had a great era, and that was about it for the Bulls.
Did you know Jerry Sloan's in the Rafters?
Shout out to Jerry Sloan, man. I'm not going to disrespect him.
I didn't know Jerry was in the Rafters. Oh, I don't think I knew that. I knew he played for the Bulls. I knew he averaged like 18 one season, 16 other season. He averaged like 14. He averaged 14 for his career, 7 boards. That's pretty impressive.
Man, that's what it is.
The fact that he built a winning franchise over a long period of time in a place nobody wants to play.
Yeah, I mean, he had 2 killers.
Yeah, but nobody wants to play. Nobody wants to play in Utah, man. It's just too much racism.
I would argue that he underachieved. But
how?
He had arguably at that time the greatest power forward of all time.
Yeah, but who did he lose to? Who did he lose to?
Jordan.
The greatest player of all time, so you can't hold that against him.
Debatable.
You can hold people for losing. You can hold it against them. It don't matter if it's Jordan. I don't know where you get that. Like, I was Jordan. No. He was the only player on that damn team, man. There was other people.
I'm saying nobody beat Jordan. It's hard to hold that against them. It's like holding You lose to Ali, you're like, you know what? He was a bum. He lost to Ali. No, he lost to the greatest.
He had the all-time assist leader and the all-time leading scorer. Wasn't Karl Malone the all-time leading scorer or something?
Second all-time leading scorer.
You should be able to get it done with that, regardless of who you play.
I mean, he got a point. He's got a point. But I don't agree with you, but he has a point.
I
understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, the argument probably could have been when Jordan left, he probably should have could have got one then. He lost in what? They were up on the Rockets, I think, and then they lost.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's a bad coach. I'm just saying that you could make an argument. I'm not saying that he's a bad coach in any way.
You have a point that when Jordan was gone, they were up on the Rockets, and the Rockets came back and beat them in Game 7. That kind of hurt them a little bit.
Yeah,
they should have went to the finals then.
And that elevated Rudy Tomjanovich.
Rudy T.
And I don't think he was as good as coach as Sloan. He just got the championships.
I wouldn't say that either. Yeah, Rudy T had a good run. He had a team.
Rudy T had a worse team.
First of all, off topic. How did Hakeem go from Akeem to Hakeem? What changed there? I don't know the history on that.
I didn't.
It was always with an H, but the announcers were announcing it wrong for so long.
Now, when he was drafted, it was AK, and then after his career went on, it was HAK.
Somebody probably messed it up.
That's what I said.
You can't mess it up for that long.
What do you mean? Yeah, you can. Maybe that was his nickname. You know how they come in and sometimes they be like PJ. You never know their real name. Like, does anyone know J.J. Watt's real name?
I don't.
Yeah, what's his real name? Nobody knows. It's like, we know his name. It's not JJ. Like, it's something.
He had letters to his name halfway through his career. I don't know I don't agree with that. His mama name on
Nobody knows their real name half the time, man. Like, we know Dak, like Dakota. We understand that. But there's some guys you got those letters, man. Like, I just figured out what OJ's name was.
Or Rental James.
He had to go murder.
I didn't even want to know. Like, you don't even want to know. It's like, I have no desire to know what your real name is.
He had to go murder a white woman for you to figure out what those two letters meant.
Allegedly.
It had nothing to do with her skin color, man.
Allegedly.
He's a murderer. It doesn't matter if he murdered a black person or a Puerto Rican person.
Allegedly.
No.
Allegedly, he murdered someone. That's fine.
He's not guilty. It's on his resume.
If OJ allegedly murdered a black or Puerto Rican person, it wouldn't have got as much news.
Well, that's true, but so what? It has nothing to do with anything.
I don't know if I agree with that.
That's definitely true.
He'll still be OJ. He wouldn't be a rental.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Shout out to OJ, though, too. OJ, he's a good follow on Twitter, too.
Yeah, but Ice Cube messed my view of OJ up, man.
Wow, what happened?
Not Ice Cube. I'm sorry. I'm talking about Cuban Gooding Jr. Sorry.
I didn't watch that.
That was good.
Man, all he did is shake his head and smile the whole time. He had like 3 words the whole entire series.
That was good. It was good. It was a good series.
It was a good series for every. No, you know what made it a good series? Darden getting trashed that's what made it a good series. Yeah, the only good thing about it.
No, Cochran was
good. Soap opera, man. Watch the documentary Made in America. That was good.
I watched everything OJ. I love it. But we got to go, man. You guys got things to do. We can't be on here for 2 hours just potting.
It's only been an hour.
I'm just saying you guys got things to do.
Yeah, I do too. I got bro.
Yeah. I told the kids we get out here.
All right, fellas. Shout outs.
Shout outs to TCP. Oh, you got to announce the thing, the Juneteenth. You got that on? You going to do that or not? You don't remember?
Let me pull it up.
I think it's June 19th.
WTC.
But you can do that on your own shout out. You can do that on your own time.
All right.
I was just reminding you.
Don't tell me to shout it out then.
I was just reminding you.
Go ahead. Finish your shout outs, dog.
I don't have any more.
This guy's terrible, man.
I ain't have any. I just want to make some stuff up. I feel like you do a disservice when you don't shout anybody out. Like you can be on here and say whoever you want, and you say nobody. Like it's selfish.
You can still shout out the essential employees.
I could. I don't know. I don't know how hard they're working anymore. Since the country's opening back up, it's like I don't know.
They're his views, and they do not represent the views of Opinionated Facts or TC.
No, I'm just talking. That was more representative towards Trump, like what he be saying. Like, it's not that bad. Open up. Shout out to the healthcare workers in the assisted living facilities.
Yeah.
Apparently, they got it pretty rough.
Yeah, they confuse essential with expendable, in my opinion. They keep saying they're essential, but they don't give them no extra money or nothing.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. They get no hazard pay.
Yeah, they're expendable employees. That's what they are in the minds of some of these government officials.
I heard, and this is just a rumor, because I heard it from a third party, that the person got it at their workplace, which is an assisted living facility. I ain't gonna say which one it is because we all know, and I don't want to start anything. And because she got it there, and she had to go on leave of absence, they won't pay her for it because she can't prove that she got it there.
Mm.
Yeah,
got to be able to prove that you got it there. How I don't know how you could.
I'm about to say, how can you do that?
Exactly. That's it. I don't know if it's true, but it's terrible if that's the way it's operating.
Without getting too political, the bill's being held up in the Senate right now because Mitch McConnell wants to have a clause in there that you can't sue your employer if you get coronavirus.
Jesus.
That's why they're holding this new bill up, because they want to be able to protect businesses, make you go back to work and make these essential products like meat products and say, oh, you can't hold us liable if you get coronavirus.
This is water, by the way, not alcohol this early. I know people see a plastic cup, they think alcohol.
You see this, don't assume it's water. It could be vodka in here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, not me.
I'm drinking water at 122, but it is Memorial Day weekend, so we can turn up a little bit.
B, stop through, man. The grill will be popping tomorrow.
I got a social distance, man.
Yeah, my deck is big enough. My deck is a 21 by 21, buddy. We'd be fine.
Samar, what you got going on, man?
I'm back to my normal. Well, it's Memorial Day weekend. Shout out to all the people in service. I do believe in that. I'm highly respectful of the people that go guard walls that I never would want to guard personally. So shout out to all the armed forces, people that served before I was born to make the country what it is. I'll shout them out.
That's it?
Yeah, besides that, no people specifically. Shout outs to no one direct.
This guy, man. I'm going to shout out to Seven Letter Family as always. Make sure you guys stay tuned for I'm shout out to TCP too. You know, we got the 24-hour radio station going on where you can also hear Opinionated Facts replay tomorrow. Say less. Every show that you see on Facebook, you can hear on our radio station at thetcpnetwork.com. So make sure you guys tune in. It's hip hop all day. It's talk radio, whatever you guys need. We're also available on the RTF Sports Network Tuesdays at 6.
B, I don't want to cut you off real quick though. Real quick.
Yes.
And it's hilarious that this person said this, so I got to say it.
Oh,
comment from Darren McManus said, what about the food industry?
I said that, the meat industry.
Oh, I don't know if you heard it, but he said, what about the food industry? He's right. I'm sorry.
I said that. They're expendable in the eyes of the government.
Tell Darren, man.
And that man, Ukama, is kind of part of the problem because he's upper management, and I feel like he should be fighting for them employees.
That's messed up. Yeah.
Jesus.
What's up, Darren? What's up?
Anyway, WTCP presents Soul to Souls. We will be giving out free nurse clogs to nurses who register at the tcpnetwork.com, or you can stop by. It's on Friday, June 19th at 2 p.m. at 341 East Liberty Street parking lot. This is the new headquarters of the TCP network. So remember, June 19th at 2 p.m., 341 East Liberty Street. Make sure you can call and register ahead of time if you want and receive your free nurse clogs. All right. I hit the 7-letter family. Shout out to Right Way Home Care, Kion Essentials, 2 proud sponsors of Opinionated Facts. Anything else? We good?
Dog.
Last Dance, man. It's the first weekend without it. I'm sad.
Yeah, we're tuning in to watch Lance Armstrong live, everybody, again.
Speaking of Lance Armstrong, before we go.
First of all, he shouldn't even get one.
How's this guy going to have a documentary? This guy cheated admittedly. Imagine if he was black, man.
If he was black, he'll be under the jail. He'll be under the media.
This guy gets to go on and say why he cheated. Like, yeah. Good job, Lance.
In his defense, everybody in the cycling world was cheating.
Does everybody get a documentary now, man? Like, is that where we're at?
Brandon, did you see the trailer for Tom Brady's?
No, I don't ever plan on ever watching it. That's why I didn't watch it.
I tried to watch the trailer and couldn't finish. How you gonna watch a 10-hour documentary? It's only one mic, man.
Listen, man.
I mean, he's still great. They both got 6 rings. Stop it. Tom's still great.
I ain't gonna watch 10 hours. I don't think it's be hard to watch. I will watch 10 hours of Mike Tyson though.
Well, that's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like a racial thing to me with you.
Oh my God.
All right, man. I'm out of here, man. Hey, we're out. Stay laid up, stay prayed up, stay out the way. Listen to what some old folks have to say. See you guys next week. Peace. Let me stop all this.